So, recently had a conversation with a client and made me want to think about this post. And I actually stole the idea for this when kind of speaking with the client and creating perspective around it. I stole this idea from Jim Wendler, and if you're not familiar with him, you should be, but he's a very accomplished former strength and conditioning coach, collegiate strength and conditioning coach. Not only that, but are also a very well accomplished power lifter. But he's put out a book called 531 and multiple iterations of it. If you've read it, it's great. The simplicity behind it, the effectiveness behind it is outstanding. In that book, and I think it's his first iteration, he talks about a concept, or actually he dubs a style, I don't even call it a style of training, a strategy for not allowing yourself to essentially be a bitch. He calls it the jack shit workout. And so I want to give credit where credit is due, but I think it's an amazing concept. And what I mean by that is when you try and strive for perfection, and that's what this individual is doing. He wasn't making it to the gym sometimes to reach his goals because he couldn't hit his full training session, or he was just too tired, didn't have the motivation. And I said, look, don't worry about perfection. Just worry about getting in there and doing the very first lift. If you don't do anything after that, if your motivation doesn't spark up after that, or you don't have enough time after that, just do that because you've won after that. That's all you need. So if you're sitting at home, and it doesn't need to be the gym, it can be applied to so many different strategies in life. If you have talked yourself out of doing something because you were striving for perfection, or because you just didn't have the motivation to reach the top of the mountain, so to speak, do just enough to get a few feet ahead. That's all you need. There's an old, maybe an adage, I don't know what you would consider it, but I've heard it before, and the individual says, and it may be, I don't know, it may be a story from like the Bible or something, or like that, but essentially it says an individual is in a position where he's got so much fog or darkness in front of him and he can't see, and he doesn't know the way to get to where his destination is. And so God or a friend or whoever it is says, can you see 5 feet in front of you? And he says, yeah. Take those steps. And he walks 5 steps. He says, okay, can you see 5 more feet in front of you? Okay, take those steps. And that's the mentality or the concept. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know everything. Just be action oriented, obviously calculated and thoughtful, but just get the steps in and the rest will fall in place.
Yo, I wanna make a meal so I can change and act strange. Get a Andre 3000 wig with some bangs. I'll hang and bang your frame like the Predator do.